we saying, people? What are we saying? We're in with a Mo Salah exclusive. The news is out. You've all heard it. Let me just drop this in here a little bit. Do you know what? Before I drop the news on Mo Salah, what I want to do, I want to play something because you know on Club Zone that we like to create those kind of content. We like to do the videos. We like to make some big announcements. So before we start this show, and don't forget what the title of this show is, Mo Salah contract is an FSG Magic Trick. So don't forget the label of this show. But what I'm going to do first to announce the Egyptian King in style. We can only do it one way and one way only. So here we go.
Drop.
Hey! Mo's here, and that's what we said. Mo is in the building. Mo stays. He signed a contract until 2025. It's what we've all been waiting for. And yes, this show might be titled Mo Salah, an FSG Magic Trick, but that doesn't stop my excitement because signing this deal shows Liverpool's intent. It shows that we can secure the best player in the world down to another long-term deal. We're going to see the best of Mo Salah this season. Mark my words. But this show, what I wanted to do, I want you to get involved in the comments. I'll bring some of your comments up. So if you've got any questions, please pin them in. If you're watching this back, throw the comments about this Mo Salah contract into the comment section. Please remember, hit that like button, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell because you will be coming to this channel all the time for the best LFC content with a great team of podcasters, so diverse, bringing you at least 2 shows a day on average per week. So please tune in and make sure that you're subscribing, hitting that like button for Club Zone. But I want to break it down a little bit then. So Mo Salah, the Egyptian King, has signed. I'm not mad at the way it's happened. I'm not mad because the way it was going, it looked like Mo was holding the club I love, the club that is dear to my heart. It looked like he was holding us to ransom a little bit. But we've seen as the saga's gone on, Liverpool have held their ground now. A lot of people have been like, yo, give the man what he wants. 400, 500, 600, pay him, make him the highest paid player in the world. A lot of people have been asking for Mo to just be paid. Now, when you look at the structure that we've got at Liverpool Football Club, the club have operated well with this transfer. I feel like Mo coming back from January and not firing like he should have done has played into the hands of FSG, Julian Ward, and all the negotiation team to do with Mo Salah's contract. Now, if the club would have just gone in and gone, do you know what, Mo? 400k a week. That wouldn't have worked. Liverpool are a club that work on the basis of equality. They've got a wage structure in place. That means that nobody really stands out. And yes, this new deal, 350k a week, makes Mo the highest earning player at the club by some significant value. But it doesn't say to the rest of the players that they aren't valued. And this is why 350k is a great price. They've met in the middle. Now, my happiness right now on securing Mo, I'm like, honestly, let me just pin this up here. So rate your happiness, says Azan, on a scale 1 to 10. Do you know what? When I seen the shirt thing and I seen the little kind of, the like, what was it, like a little bit of a drama coming out? It was like I was tuning into the beginning of EastEnders or something. When I saw Mo put the shirt on, Mo stays. Oh, the goosebumps, the chills. unbelievable. But what I will say is, after I thought about it a little bit, after you look at this deal, you look at the timing. We've got people saying it's breaking the internet, which it probably is. But you look at the timing, and it is so convenient. Now, I'm going to explain what I mean by that. If you look at the title of this show, it's called Salah is a Magic Trick. Now, this has come at the right time for FSG, because what do we want in our club? We want a midfielder. I think if everybody was to say no, that one thing they wanted before they announced this Mo Salah signing, one thing that everybody wanted was a midfielder, because they felt like, you know what, the depth of this squad, it's kind of a little bit flimsy. We've not got the depth that we need. We look at midfield last season, and that's where we need to improve. It's no coincidence that FSG have announced this Mo Salah contract signing right now, in time to break the internet, in time to get all Liverpool fans excited. And that's why I call it a magic trick, because we're not talking now about signing an extra player. They're going to come out and do what they do best all the time. Oh, Mo, a new contract. It's like a new signing. We've heard it all before. Tell me we've not heard it all before. New contract, like a new signing. Now, when we look deeper into this, when we look deeper into what they've done and what time it's occurred, it's perfect. It's perfect. They can turn around now and go, do you know what? You asked for it. You wanted the Egyptian king to stay. Mane's gone. We've given Salah what he wants. We've signed Darwin Núñez. We've brought Carvalho in. We've brought Ramsey in. But that's pulling the wool. In my opinion, that is pulling the wool over Liverpool fans' eyes. Because when you look at what we've done, and think about this announcement today. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm so excited. But think about what we've just done with this announcement. Is we've announced it, and now all of a sudden, nobody's going, oh, are we going to sign a midfielder? Everyone's screaming, oh, Mo Salah, Mo Salah. But when you think, we already had Mo. If you think about it, Mo was staying this season anyway, more or less. We could have sold him, but it wasn't likely. We would have probably kept hold of him, made his contract run down. He would have left on a free next season. So, as positive as this is, keeping the world's best player, in my opinion, is a positive thing. It shows intent. It's not a step forward in any direction this transfer window, because if anything, we've lost players this transfer window. We've lost a little bit of quality. We've lost a little bit of depth. Signing Mo Salah's new contract is a magic trick. And I'll repeat that again. It's a magic trick. I want to run through some numbers for this transfer window, because I just want you to kind of understand where I'm coming from. And don't get me wrong, I am so excited that Mo has signed. Mo Salah at Liverpool Football Club, he will go down as one of the GOATs. 100%. But my problem is, we still need two midfielders probably. We still need a backup right winger to push Mo. What if Mo gets injured? Who's going in there? Because I can't think of anyone off the top of my head. Cade Gordon, maybe. Harvey Elliott. Is that the standard to what Mo is? Is the standard high enough? Putting a Cade Gordon, Harvey Elliott in there? Now, I want to talk to you about this transfer window, because we brought Darwin Núñez in for a club record fee. So everyone now is saying FSG are backing us. They said they were going to do it. They backed us. 85 million. That's not the whole story. Because when you look at this transfer and look at the transfers we've done this window, and I'm going to go back into past windows as well. If you look at this window, we've let Sadio go, who arguably was our best player last season. So we've let Sadio go. We've let Taki go, who was our top goal scorer in domestic cup competitions, who does add quality from the bench. Now, I would have said this season, maybe we don't need a right winger if you don't let Takumi Minamino go. But what have we done? We've let Takumi Minamino go. So there's no natural replacement. Even though Taki's not a right-sided player, he's played there in the cup this season. He's been our top goal scorer from this position in the cup, so he can play there. He's a genuine backup for Mo Salah. Who was the other backup for Mo Salah? Sadio Mane. Surprise, surprise. Sadio Mane has gone. Now, Divock Origi's left the club. Despite what you think of Divock Origi, legend, not a legend, however you want to see it, Divock Origi added clutch goals from the bench. So we've lost 3 attackers and we've brought in Darwin Núñez, but they say this is a club record fee, and now they're blinding us with this Mo Salah magic trick. We've just signed Mo Salah's contract, but I'm not seeing who's coming in and replacing these players that have left, who actually added depth last season, who actually added quality to our squad when we want to look at getting a quadruple and play every game of the season. We've brought in Núñez, Carvalho, Ramsey. Mane, Taki, and Origi have left. We've recuperated 50.4 million. We've spent initial fees, so I'll say initial fees, not whole fees, initial fees, we have spent 77.2 million. That's 27 million. So when you think about that, we've brought 50 in, spent 77, we spent 27 million. Look at it that way. So, yes, we might have got a club record fee, but 27 million pound for a team that is arguably the best team in the world, that wants to be challenging on every front, that wants to challenge the likes of Man City, who have brought in Erling Haaland, who have brought in these top-class names, brought in Calvin Phillips, looking at Cucurella, brought in Alvarez, added so much depth to their squad. We need to compete with this, but all we've done, I think, is lightened our squad, because there's no proof that Carvalho and Ramsey are going to fill in that void left by a Takumi Minamino, Sadio Mane, Divock Origi. Is Núñez going to be Sadio Mane? Sadio Mane is so underrated for what he brought to Liverpool. But what I will say is Núñez is top class. Now, I call this a magic trick because 27 million spent, and FSG will come back and they'll go, we spent 85 on Núñez. We spent 85. No, you've not. Do you realise how much you've recuperated in wages as well? The wages. So Mo Salah now, that negotiation that they had, they've already recuperated the wages from Divock Origi, Minamino and Sadio Mane. So giving Mo closer to what he wants, 350k or whatever it is, that's not even a dent. So really, we're rolling over into next season on an even playing field with a lighter squad. So financially, probably an even playing field. We spent a little bit. Don't forget, we've still got our Awoniyi money to come in. Taiwo Awoniyi, who's gone to Nottingham Forest. That money's still got to come in yet because we had a sell-on clause with him. So we've not spent like everybody's saying that we've spent. Yes, we've made good moves. Núñez is an improvement. He's a great signing. Salah's contract needed sorting. We will see the best Salah again next season. But that doesn't paint over the cracks left by Taki, Origi leaving, Gini Wijnaldum leaving last summer, which was evident. We need more central midfielders. When is this all going to happen? When are these players going to come in? Because right now, if you're saying business is done, 27 million spent, for me, that's not good enough. And I'm not being one of these ungrateful Liverpool fans. No, I've always been a positive Liverpool fan. But when you look at the history of what we've done, when you look at Liverpool Football Club and the way that we move in the transfer market, we've accepted that for years and years because we've never been the best team on the world, if we actually think about it. We've never been the best team. It's always been a Man City. It's been a Man United in the past. It's been a Barca. It's been a Real Madrid. We've never been that best team. So fans don't call for these star signings. We don't call for loads of money being spent every season. We always like to operate as the underdog who we can overachieve if we want to because we've got the 12th man. We've got the fans. We can create miracles. I don't want miracles anymore, man. I don't want miracles. I want guarantees. I want to tick over every season now, knowing that we're going into the season with a squad we need that are guaranteed to pick up at least one trophy. Now, I'm appreciating everybody in the comments because after this, I just want to move over and tell you about the history of Liverpool's transfer signings and how they're performing magic tricks right in front of us. We're the biggest part of these illusions. We are the crucial part in this magic trick. We are when you watch Britain's Got Talent and a magician comes on and he goes, you know what? Alicia, I'm going to pick you. Come up onto stage, sit in this chair, and I'm going to perform a magic trick on you. We're Alicia Dixon right now. We're in the chair. We're letting FSG play this magic trick on us. We're letting them go, do you know what? I'm going to play this little trick on you. I'm going to spend 27 million this transfer window. I'm going to get rid of our best player from last season. I'm going to get rid of 2 crucial squad players, but I'm going to sign a record fee for our football club because that's what you've all asked for, right? You've all asked for this big money signing. I've done that for you. Clever FSG. I want to get to the comments for a minute because big up everybody who's watching the show. Really appreciate it. We've got our very own Jerry James watching. Big up Jerry James. Some great shows today from Jerry James. So everyone, get over, watch the Jerry James show. Get over there. Make sure you check it out. Hit the likes, hit the subscribes because he's bringing you some absolute real talk with G on there, Roms on there, some great stuff. So make sure you head over there and you're checking that out. Let's have a look at what else we're saying. We've got Mark A in the building. Mane, Origi, Minamino were replaced by Diaz, Nunez, and Carvalho. This is something, right? Because I get where you're coming from, but we can't say that Mane, Origi, or Minamino were replaced by Diaz. Diaz, if we didn't sign Diaz last season in January, when we had these players in our squad, if we didn't sign Diaz, we don't get into every competition final that season. It's that simple. Diaz was the contributing factor that led us to get to every game in a season, that led us to all those finals. He was the key ingredient with these players in the squad. Without these players in the squad, there's potential now that Diaz could get burnt out because we were playing Minamino in the domestic cups. We were playing Mane week in, week out. We forget how crucial Mane was in terms of always being fit, never being injured. Diaz had a few games from the bench, came on from the bench. He did start to play crucial games towards the back end of the season, but we can't say that Diaz is a Mane, Origi, Minamino replacement when he played in the squad with them. And our squad still, despite being in every game, we still couldn't get over the line with this depth in attack. So without Mane, Origi, Minamino, and just bringing Nunez in, we're still unsure where Carvalho is going to play. Can we really say Diaz was a replacement for these? I 100% agree that Liverpool thought, do you know what, in summer we're going to get Diaz. Mane might go, we'll get Diaz in summer. Tottenham played our hand. Tottenham went in for him. Liverpool didn't want to let Diaz slip away, so we bought him. But if we did not buy him last season, we don't talk about a great season like we had last year. We're just talking about, do you know what? It was a good season. Mane now, farewell to Mane. We come second again by we probably would have come second by 3 or 4 points, 5 points maybe. But without Diaz, that signing, at that time, last season, we don't move the way we did. That's a fact. But I appreciate what you're saying. I'm interested to see what Carvalho does. I'm really interested to see what Carvalho does. Nunez, I'm telling you now, mark my words, he's going to be a bad boy player for Liverpool. He's gonna hit the ground running. And I know that. But losing a Mane is a big blow. And now we're trying to wax over the cracks, just saying, oh, we signed a Salah contract. Salah's staying at Liverpool no matter what this season anyway. That doesn't add me more depth. That just guarantees a bit more longevity in the future. Might attract a few more players next summer. You never know. But it is what it is. Do you know what? I need to introduce some more people to this show because I feel like I'm doing this on my own. So, you know what? Let me get this Salah thing off here. Let me introduce someone else to the show. It is the one and only JJ. How we doing, JJ?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I've just come off my stream.
I'm telling you what.
I've had a break. I literally turn over, and for like the next 5 minutes or so, I was like, this Ash is on one. I've literally had to plug you everywhere. On Twitter, I really got like 5 retweets. Like you might be trending by the end of the night. You might
the funny thing
everyone.
Is, bro, JJ said to me before, yeah, do you want to jump on and speak about this Mo Salah? I was like, I can't. I'm out in the minute. I can't make it. So I was watching JJ's show and I was like, some great points, like unbelievable show that you had before. The comments, by the way, were popping. Anyway, I was listening to that show. And I've been gassed about signing Mo. I've been excited. Like, don't get me wrong, it's a great signing for Liverpool Football Club. This contract was needed. We'll see a better Mo Salah now next season, guaranteed. But I was sat there thinking, this is one big illusion, man. This is a magic trick because now FSG are going to go, whoa, we've done everything you wanted us to do. We've spent 85 million on Núñez. We've kept the greatest player in the world. We've given him a contract. But what they're not showing us is the fact that we've got worse depth coming into this season than we had last season. Yep. So, do you see this as a magic trick? Are they kind of papering over the cracks?
I think when like I said in my stream as well, when you look at face value, it's great. We signed Salah. We didn't spend 400k. We spent 350k, and it's great, and it looks all fantastic. But you scratch beneath the surface a bit. And what do you see? This whole palaver was for nothing because he got his 350k, not the 400k. So that could have impacted his performances during the season. Why wasn't this resolved before? We are now announcing the Salah signing like a new signing. He's all getting his new top. They're flown out to Mykonos. He's on the team, pretending to read through tweets like he's a new player. Let's not forget.
I thought a new Netflix series was coming out or something when I seen it. At first, I thought the admin for Liverpool, they've just got the camera rolling. They're on holiday. It's an accident. They've got the camera rolling. They're just showing the pool with a Liverpool top. I thought it was a mistake. And then the next minute, Mo comes out and it's like, is it a bit embarrassing though? Do you think it's like...
No, it is. But Liverpool have done this. Every time we've been in positions where we're making a signing or when we made the Virgil signing and when all these players sign contracts, we make it, or when Hendo signed the contract, we always make it seem like it's a new signing. No, these players are already at the club. When
this is it.
Signs a contract extension, it's just a picture of him there with a shirt. He signed a contract extension, done. And you don't hear any more of it. But with Liverpool, it's this grand opening. And do you know what's ironic? It comes out just when we're reaching boiling point in regards to not getting a midfielder. All the rumours about Bellingham not being true. Barella, is that coming to fruition? Otavio's not happening. This player's not happening. That player's not happening. This is just getting ridiculous, in my opinion. And one thing I'm not going to allow, and I think G's alluded to it in the Klopp Zone chats and stuff, I'm not going to allow Liverpool to pull the wool over my eyes because there's still a lot of things that Liverpool need to do before we can go and be like, yeah, we're sorted, because we're still a gaping hole in midfield. We still need backup for Salah that we haven't got. And as you alluded to, we're going into the season just weaker in general because we don't know how Núñez is going to perform. We don't know how Salah's going to perform. Mane, we knew what we were getting out of him. So... I don't know.
Do you know how I see it? And Jack, welcome to the stream. How are we doing? Hope you're well today. Statman Jack, everyone. Get over to Anfield Analytics because all those stats that you see on the Jerry James show, all those stats you see on Klopp Zone, statistically speaking, all these shows comes from this one man down here, the Stat King.
He is.
Jack.
I'm telling you now. He is. I'm telling you, before you even make your introduction, have a look at that video. I'm kidding you not. The Danjuma stats that we've had, I've seen big Liverpool blogs, channels, and I'm speaking about Danjuma when we're not even in the debate. We're not talking about he's rumored to be going to West Ham. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, this is a bit ridiculous. I mean, I'm not no massive. I mean, Liverpool.
Yeah.
It's crazy that people are tuning in, and you're looking at the views. It's skyrocketing. Like, thank you so much, Jack.
Yeah,
I mean, I
no, it was
appreciate
great. It was a great show. I watched it myself the other day.
Oh, thank you, Jack.
Yeah, it was very good.
Jack's gone. We're going to see him on Sky Sports soon. It'll be like Klopp Zone on loan for a season, and then that's it, over to Sky Sports. But what I want to say, Jack, is, right, as a Liverpool fan, I'm not interested in what we do years down the line. For example, if, say, next season we fall off the face of the earth, say if we drop down to like 10th in the table, it's not going to happen, but say if we did, that season then in summer, I'm not calling for Liverpool to spend 100 million. I'm not calling for Liverpool to spend 80 million. All I want to do is build a squad. If we're in United's position, I want to do exactly what we're doing now, good business. I want to see us selling players, bringing the right players back in. But when we're in this position that we're in, we're the best team on the planet. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a Liverpool fan. A lot of opposition fans would agree. The best team on the planet needs to get the best players and pack their squad out and spend the money they have right now when they are the best team on the planet. I'm not bothered if we're 10th place. I'm not interested in spending 80 million or 70 million on a Jadon Sancho. That doesn't interest me. I like diligent business. I like doing what we've done if we're in a position where we're not challenging for titles. But now we're in that position, diligence isn't the way. Extravagance. Go out. Buy the best players. Pack that squad. Would you agree? Or do you think that it's all in Klopp we trust and we should just trust Klopp?
No, I agree with you, actually. I think we're at the stage now where you see City getting Haaland, and it's like we just need that one more player, especially in midfield, like you said before. You're saying we all want someone in midfield. So I think, at this point now, we've done the in Klopp we trust for a few years now. We've gotten to the top, and we need to maintain that. So to do that, we need to buy the best players.
Exactly. We've got to buy the best players. We did it with Thiago, and then that's where that conversation went. We had in depth with Thiago. That's the only time I can remember signing a top-class player. Everyone's just seen JJ's just gone off, so make sure you're heading over to the Jerry James Show. Make sure you're showing some love on that channel. Subscribe, like, follow, notifications, whatever it is, just blow it up, because that's what we want. Everybody who comes on Klopp Zone, all the Klopp Zone team have separate things going on, so make sure you follow everything that they're doing as well. But Jack, I'm going back to now the way Liverpool have moved since Jurgen Klopp came in. In fact, I want to go from since we signed Virgil van Dijk with the Coutinho money.
Yeah.
So if we look at this season, Mane, Taki, Origi out the door. In the door, Nunes, Carvalho, Ramsey. You could say that's like for like. We look at 21-22, the season before. Kanate and Diaz in, out, Shaqiri and Wijnaldum. Kind of the level, 2 players in, 2 players out, similar level. We're looking at not such similar positions, but Diaz maybe for Shaqiri. Kanate, we needed a centre-back, but we lost a midfielder. So that kind of levels out. We look at the year before that. Jota, Thiago, Costas. But we also lost Dejan Lovren, who was an integral part to our team, Adam Lallana, and Takuma Minamino out to Southampton, who, when he went to Southampton, was scoring goals for fun, by the way.
Yeah.
We look at the season before that. So again, that's like 3 in, 3 out, similar positions. Lovren defender, Costas in, Lallana out, Thiago in, that kind of creative style player. Taki out, Jota in, attacker for attacker. So that's 3 seasons ago.
Yeah.
Then we look at 1920. Minamino in, Vandenberg in. That season, we let go Daniel Sturridge, Danny Ings, and Alberto Moreno. So that's 2 in. I'd say 1 in Minamino, because Vandenberg, straight back out academy player. But we let 2 goal scorers in Sturridge, Ings, and we let Moreno go, who was our left-back cover. And if you remember that season, we relied heavily on James Milner to play at left-back.
Yeah.
We go further back to 1890. So that's 3 out, 1 decent player in. So it's kind of adding up a little bit now. 1819 was the one season that I feel like I thought Liverpool were going to change the landscape. We had Shaqiri, Fabinho, Alisson, Keita, all in. Big intent.
Mm-hmm.
And then Emre Can was out. That's the season, 1819, that we finished 1 point behind City. We won the Champions League. That's when we actually showed that. That's my best season ever. In my opinion, that's the best ever Liverpool season, 1819. And then the season before was the Coutinho sale. Sacco out as well. Sacco left as well for big money, don't forget.
Yeah.
And then we got Robbo, Ox, Salah and Van Dijk. Unbelievable signings. But we balanced the sheets again. So looking back at all of this, Liverpool are very good at magic, aren't they? They're very good at making it look like we're getting quality in, but really the depth has always been an issue. We're just kind of regurgitating like-for-like players. Is this the time that we need to see pad it out, bring more in than we're letting go?
Yeah, and listening to those ins and outs as well, a couple of times we seem to be a year behind in replacing in the same position. So we got Costas in a year after Moreno, and then Kanate a year after Lovren. So is that what they're doing now? We kind of need another 18-19 transfer window to get where we want to be, really.
And that's what I thought we were going to do this season.
Yeah.
I thought, you know what? It looked like Mane was staying, Salah was staying. It didn't look like we were getting rid of anyone apart from Origi. The Mane has been a big blow. I feel like that's kind of woken us up a little bit, because what Sadio represented at Liverpool, everybody was kind of like, right, if Sadio's left, what's wrong? Because the players must know what the plan is for the future. And Sadio's not the type of player that just would up and leave. He's quite a loyal player.
I still think he was planning a while back that he was leaving. I still think Diaz was his replacement. But obviously Tottenham just forced us to go in for him a bit earlier. And I was actually never scared of Salah leaving this summer. I never thought the club would allow Mane and Salah to leave at the same time. I think that would have been too drastic.
And that's why I go back to this G comment, because he's saying, I believe we've done it because they notice the fans are annoyed.
Yeah.
If Salah would have left this summer, FSG are getting slaughtered all season.
Absolutely.
So there's no way on earth they can not sign Mo to a contract.
No.
But when you look at 350k, I thought that was where FSG would have been playing at the beginning, before we sold Mane, before we sold Taki and Origi. I thought Liverpool would have been playing there. Do you think they've just kind of, even though they've got the money, they've just gone, do you know what, this is our structure, we're not moving from that.
Yeah.
I quite like that from the club. I know this is about FSG kind of fooling us and disguising things, but I like that we've stuck to our morals and we've not gone to 400k or something ridiculous like that.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, you see it at other clubs, especially United. That's a massive example. They always do it, and it just doesn't work for them at all. We've been doing it for years, and it's worked. Why try and fix something that's not broken in that sense?
No, so, I agree. And I can't help but think, when you look back, when you say we're a year behind, I feel like whenever we're on top, whenever we're really challenging, we kind of have a bad transfer window. If you look at 1920 transfer window, the year after we finished 1 point behind and we won the Champions League, we let Daniel Sturridge go, Danny Ings, Moreno, and brought in Takumi Minamino. That, to me, is a sign of this is what we're going to keep doing. If we look at last season as well, we were only bringing Kanate in. After that terrible 2021 season where everybody was injured, we were lucky to finish 4th. And all we really did was bring Kanate in because they used that excuse again of, or people coming back from injury, that's like a new signing.
Yeah,
Harvey
yeah.
Elliott coming back from his loan spell, that's like a new signing. It is, but we need proven signings, don't we, to take us to the next level?
Yeah, but I don't know how much COVID affected the club financially as well during that time. I'm not sure if that had been a factor into it. But
with no fans coming into the club,
yeah,
coming into the grounds, it's obviously going to take a hit on everyone. But
yeah,
again, off the back of a 1920 Premier League winning season, an 18-19 Champions League winning season, the money from the Coutinho sale, we made a profit that season, even though we brought in Robbo, Salah, Ox, Van Dijk, because Coutinho and Sacco, we made a profit. The season after, yes, we bought players, but off the back of all that success, Liverpool have the funds. If Man United can go out and buy a Jadon Sancho, if Chelsea can go out and buy a Lukaku, and I know City have the financial power of the oil money and everything like that, but Liverpool aren't paupers. Liverpool are a rich club. We can still match it with the big boys, can't we?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's just showing that we can pay these players the big wages if we want to. We're just being a bit stubborn about it.
And if you look at it, when you think about it, we're saving a lot of money on wages. So there should be that kind of money free to do that transfer business like we've done with Nunes. Nunes has been a great bit of business, to be honest, because 85 million, we've paid 60 up front. Then there's, I think it might be 65 up front. Then we've got installments of, say, 20 million. That's based on success. So we've got to get money in from the success, and then we can pay it back. So it's a win-win for Liverpool. But the best part of the business is, yes, it's a big fee, but his wages are so low as well for the type of player that is coming in. So I love Liverpool's business. I think Liverpool do unbelievable business, but I want to see us be more ruthless. I'm positive, and I'm a fan as always. I believe in what we're doing. I believe that Klopp can get the best out of what we have. But why should we have to say, let's get the best out of what we have? We should be able to say, it's ours to lose this season.
Yeah, definitely. I think, we just all want that midfielder, don't we? That's what we want. We lost that last season with Wijnaldum. I feel we lost that one place, and it would just be nice to get like a Bellingham in or someone in this summer. I think if we do that this summer, then we've definitely won the transfer window.
100%. If we bring in, say, Jude Bellingham, and I know there's been 120 million euro price tag slapped on his head.
Yeah.
Which is a lot of money for anybody. Liverpool do have that kind of money. His wages won't be too bad either, because he's not on huge wages at Borussia Dortmund. He's not the type of player that's going to go to a club and be like, I demand massive wages. If we brought in that one midfielder of quality, I genuinely think it is ours to lose next season.
Because we will then have the good depth and squad then as well. Because we were relying on a lot of players last season, like Jones, Keita, all those players, and they'll be on the bench if Jude comes in, I think.
That's what I think. We've got a strong bench, and it literally is. I know we sound pathetic saying it's one player, but we're literally one player away from being the most dominant team in world football.
Yeah.
And it's crucial because it's the type of player we need as well. It's not just bringing one midfielder in just to pack it out. For example, we couldn't go to Southampton and bring James Ward-Prowse in. As good as he is, nice consistent player, good midfielder, great set pieces, he doesn't take us to the next level. He's not a like-for-like replacement for the likes of a Henderson or a Thiago.
Mm-hmm.
We need someone who the quality's going to stay there, but they add goals from midfield. That's all this squad is missing, is goals from midfield. We saw it last season, and we've not capitalised. I think if everybody went into this transfer window and they had the choice to either sign Darwin Núñez, Jude Bellingham, or, say, a right-back cover for Trent. If we had the choice, every Liverpool fan would have said we need a Jude Bellingham type player, wouldn't we?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. It's we've been crying out for ages now, I think. I feel like some of our midfielders just it's just that star quality at times. I think we lack in certain games the tempo or that match defining moment during the season. I feel like a top quality player like that would take us to that next level.
I love what G said again here. You're saying thank you. You're very welcome, Gene. It's my pleasure. Saying thank you. We're sitting here saying Klopp can do this, Klopp can do that. History tells us that he might not. Cycles do end, and his could easily end without backing. And this is a big thing now. And it sounds ridiculous because I'm not the type of football fan that goes throw money at a situation. I'm only saying this now because if we put money into this situation, because we're so good at business, because we do our due diligence, we have a great team in place that knows the type of player. Look at the success rate with all these players we've brought in. Let me actually just tell you the players we've brought in since 17-18. Robbo, Ox, Salah, Van Dijk, Keita, Ali, Fabinho, Shaqiri, Vandenberg, Minamino, Costas, Thiago, Jota, Diaz, Canate, and now Nunes, Carvalho, and Ramsey. I look at that list, and aside from Vandenberg, some people may say Ox. They're all successes to me.
Yeah.
Even the likes of a Shaqiri, for the fee we paid for Shaqiri, what he offered, even that Barcelona game alone, I'm paying that for Shaqiri. You look at Minamino. Last season, we don't get a trophy without Takuma Minamino.
No.
7 million, that's a bargain. Every single one on that list, aside from maybe Ox, Vandenberg, Keita's still quality, but it was a big fee. It's not bad business. That's great business, isn't it?
And even Ox, to be fair, was playing amazing until he got injured. So it wasn't a bad signing at the time.
It's great business. And then if we've got that team in place, it's going to be successful again this season. Ramsey, young player of the season in the Scottish League.
Yeah.
Carvalho, absolute baller in the Championship. Promising young talent. Nunes, third top goal scorer in world football. Was he last season? Third, fourth, top 5.
Yeah.
In and around that. That's unbelievable business again. Just throw money at it. Because if you throw money at this team we've got in place behind the scenes that does transfer business, we can't lose. Yeah. They're going to sign top-class players that make this team a world-dominating team, aren't we?
Yeah, it's just frustrating. I feel like we're always just that one step behind. We just need that one extra push, and it seems to happen every season, and it is frustrating now.
I think that's what it is. The kind of excitement at Mo Salah being signed has turned into frustration because I feel personally attacked a little bit because I feel like it's, like I've said, a magic trick because everyone wanted Mo Salah's signing. FSG probably knew about this at the beginning of the summer window. They probably knew Mo Salah was going to sign, but they knew if they prolong this, you look at what his agent was doing with Jamie Carragher, giving it all the winks, saying that, we fooled them. They knew ages ago this was going to happen. But what the club have done is sign Nunes. Oh, we announced Nunes. Sign Ramsey. Oh, sign Carvalho. Then it went dead. And we'll admit it's been so quiet. It's gone dead. And then everyone's thinking, no, right, is this it? We need a midfielder. This week, everybody's been talking about midfielder. Everybody. And then all of a sudden, Mo Salah, new contract, the king stays, breaks the internet. And then everybody then is like, oh, I'm happy again.
Yeah,
it's a magic trick, isn't it?
It is a distraction, yeah, definitely. But like I said, I think...
Go on.
I was going to say, it'll take a couple of days, I think. Get to next week, and that's when people will start piping up again. Definitely.
And I will hold my hands up right now. If we sign a central midfielder, I'll take everything back. I've been there in the past where I've been frustrated. We didn't sign a centre-back in 2021. And look what happened because Van Dijk got injured. That hurt me, and I thought, do you know what? We need a centre back. But then we went and got Canate, and Canate's been a beast. We got Diaz when we were struggling to kind of break the low block down in the middle of the season. Diaz came in and he started to do that. So when times call for it, I feel like we're just one step behind the trend. If we just look ahead a little bit, and I'm sure there's people in place who could go now, right, next season, worst case scenario, this is what's going to happen. Worst case scenario for us next season, Jack, all three of our first team midfielders are injured. Henderson, Fabinho, Thiago. If we bring in Bellingham, that's not a problem. If we don't, it is because, number one, there's no defensive style player Milner, you're looking at Milner.
Tyler Morton
as well. So your midfield, your first team midfield is going to be James Milner. Then you're probably going to be Curtis Jones and Naby Keita. Now, we had a conversation where a Keita and Jones combination is a good one if a Bellingham's in there as well. I'm happy with that three as a worst case scenario. Three injured isn't going to happen. But worst case scenario, that does happen. But that's one player away from doing that. If he doesn't sign, we're in trouble. Because Endo could pick up an injury and Fabinho in the same game or a week apart. If those two are out, there's nobody defensive-minded, nobody who can understand that Liverpool system that can dominate the midfield. We've got kind of three players who like to float around and create stuff.
There was rumours going about early in the transfer window that we were looking for a number 6, but they kind of those rumours kind of disappeared, I think, once we got Nunes. So I don't know if they're still looking for one or not. It's definitely needed.
It's definitely needed. Do you know what we've got? I appreciate this. Jared Adlington, everyone in the comments, appreciate this. Becoming a regular watcher to the shows. Hit the like, subscribe. That's all you've got to do because we're going to be bringing you these shows every single day. I just felt like it tonight and thought, do you know what? I'm going to throw a little overlay together. I'm going to throw a Mo Salah magic trick out there. I didn't even warn you, did I? I literally came on the live. I took a picture of the link and said, if anyone wants to jump on with me, jump on. Then we got JJ, we got Jack. Appreciate this. Hit the likes because it's going so well so far, especially on Twitter. Twitter's been popping. Get over to YouTube. Like, subscribe. That's what we need you to do. Appreciate the love. But we're saying Keita for Rabiot. Everyone wants to get rid of Keita, don't they? That's not what we're trying to say here, is it? And I appreciate this comment, Bogdan, but we're not trying to say a swap deal. We need depth. We need to add to the squad we've got. We can't afford to lose someone and bring someone in because then we're stuck with the same problem. Even if we lose Keita, bring Rabiot in, which in my opinion, I think Keita's a great player. I think Keita, with a bit of consistency, a bit of games under his belt, can be that player. We spoke about it the other day, Jack.
Yeah.
It's depth we need, isn't it? Not quality replacement.
Yeah, definitely. It's quantity we need now. Like I said, that will just get us to where we are now if we just do a swap for swap, like it's been doing for the past few seasons.
Yeah. This is the last comment I want to go to because I'm going to let you go. You might want to tune into Love Island. It's 20 minutes old, though, now. I've got it on record. I might watch it back. But we look at Jared Adlington for the last comment and saying, we'll see if Klopp can rebuild and win a couple of more Premier Leagues, Champions Leagues in the next 4 years. My problem with this, and I've always been, Klopp's a firm person. And you know that when Klopp wants something, he'll ask for it. He's not shy about coming forwards. He's outspoken. You look at the way he is when they talk about the fixture list, when they talk about the 5 substitutions rule. He protects his players. My problem is, though, I feel like Klopp enjoys a project. I feel like Klopp enjoys going into a season and turning a Harvey Elliott or a Carvalho into the next best thing, or to turn, for example, a Gini Wijnaldum from a striker to a central midfielder and become one of the best in that position in the world, rather than just going out there and buying someone who's going to come in straight away and do the job. We saw it with Thiago, didn't we?
Yeah.
We bought Thiago, at the time, the best central midfielder in the world, Klopp just didn't seem to. I know he got injured, but Klopp didn't seem to want to play him. Klopp likes to instill his philosophy into players.
Yeah, we saw that straight away with the likes of Robbo and Fabinho, who didn't play for like 6 months, did they? Until they got regular starts.
And the players that do well, Diaz, rock and roll. Jota, physical, rock and roll player. All these rock and roll players Klopp likes because it's legs, it's running, it's hard work. And that's what Klopp's about. Football's not just about that, though, is it?
No. I mean, I'd be interested to see if Nunes gets treated the same way. Maybe not 6 months, but a couple of months where he's eased into the system and learns off Bobby.
I'd hate to see Nunes turned into a false nine. I really would.
Yeah.
He's a traditional. He's a
yeah,
Torres. He's a Suarez / Torres. He's a Robbie Fowler. He's a guy who is just going to get you goals. Get him in the box, play him in behind, let him have a physical battle with centre backs. I feel like that's where we might see something change this season in terms of formation and who's going to float around that midfield area because I can't see Nunes being that player. But finally, before we go, can we afford one more buying? Bogdan, we are full of riches in this club. Not only that, I've explained this before, but let me just say it again. Mane, Takumi Minamino, Origi out. 2 players there, Origi and Mane, on big wages. So their wages have been dropped down. Nunes has come in on less wages than Mane was on. Then we've got Carvalho and Ramsey who are going to be on very low wages. Second of all, we've spent so-called 85 million on our record transfer fee, but we've only paid 60 pound. I wish it was 60 pound. 60 million up front. We've already recuperated 50.4 million this transfer window. We've spent 77.2 up front. That's only 27 million spent. And we're looking at getting money in for Taiwo Awoniyi, who's gone to Nottingham Forest, because we've got a sell-on clause there. So I think we've got the money to spend. I really don't think we're going to spend it. If you had to say no, Jack, do you think we'll actually bring a midfielder in?
Yeah, I do, but I don't think it'll be Bellingham.
No, it won't be Jude Bellingham, 100%.
No.
It won't be anyone we've been linked with.
I'm not sure. I don't know if Sangari might be an option. I know it's been talks of him.
I like that. Physical player as well.
Yeah.
Good with the distribution, clever footballer.
Yeah.
But we do need that Fabinho
backup.
And it's like a Fabinho Hendo kind of player, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
It's a good show. It's a definite good show. I just don't know if Liverpool will do it. I think the more the fans start to talk, the more we keep coming on shows and say, look, this is why we need a midfielder. Next week, maybe statistically speaking, maybe we put some stats up there on what type of midfielder we need. We'll choose some replacements so everyone can join in. Let us know in the comments. Let us know on Instagram, on Twitter, who you would bring in, and we'll create a show on it next week. But we definitely need a midfielder to come in. Do you know what? I'm going to leave it there before we get to an hour because it will be the first show we've ever done under an hour. So I'll be impressed. I'll be happy. Let me just say I appreciate every single person in the comments tonight. It's been unbelievable. We've had Bogdan, we've had Jared, we've had Mark at the beginning of the show. We've had G, we've had JJ coming on, coming off. We've had Azan. Everybody who's been in the comments, really appreciate it. But it's not worth anything if you're not hitting like. Hit subscribe. Do it now. I'm even going to pop this up. Let me just pop this up right now. The show's not about to begin, so I can't put that one. Hit subscribe. Do it. If you're not, you're going to miss out because we're bringing so many shows. And I will say to you all, my outro for the show is this guy, Anfield Analytics. Go and follow, because if you love stats, if you like knowing player comparisons, if you like knowing player contributions, team contributions, points per game, everything you can think of, get over to Anfield Analytics, because yes, you'll see it on Klopp Zone 2. We're teaming up together, but there's even more on Anfield Analytics page. So make sure you get over, show Jack some love. But Jack, it's It's been an absolute pleasure tonight. Thank you for coming
Yeah.
supporting me. I needed a little bit of backup.
Yeah,
So
I
I'm
could
glad
tell.
you came
I
on.
could tell.
Could you
Yeah.
tell I needed that
Yeah,
backup?
that's why I came on for you.
I might have started. I think you've calmed me down a little bit. I think I
know.
needed calming rather than anything
I
else.
think you did. You were ranting a bit at the start.
I was
So
ranting a little bit. So fingers crossed, people. I'm excited about Mo Salah. Very excited about Mo.
definitely.
Don't get me wrong, but I don't like being part of this big magic trick. I want the club to be a bit more transparent, do what we need to do to be the best in the world. That's all we want. We want the best for Liverpool Football Club. We want guarantees rather than maybes. I think that's what we're all looking for. But before I play the outro to the show, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the Mo Salah launch, whatever contract signed, sealed, delivered video that we created on Clock Zone just as the signing was announced. And then we're going to play the outro. But Jack, it's been a pleasure. Thank you very much for coming on. Until next time, this is Mo Salah here till 2025. 350k a week. It's all right for some, isn't it? I'd accept that in 3, 4, 5 years. Never mind a week. But Mo, you deserve it. You've been a legend of the club. 5 seasons straight. You've been an absolute baller. Let's go in and make it 6 this season. Talk about one season wonder. Let's play this. Jack, peace.